Yeah, again, for the Melbourne Storm, another week into their pre-season. I really liked the injection of Xavier Coates and what he displayed last week. He gets an opportunity today with some real quality in amongst his backline. Justin Olam, Remus Smith, George Jennings. I like Nick Mooney. I think it's a really good signing over the summer. 10 try assists last year, 11 line break assists at the Bulldogs, where points were hard to come by, opportunities were hard to come by, but he was still creative. And I think there's a sense that, you know, he's going to be one of these players that goes to Melbourne and really explodes. That man outstanding last year. Jerome Hughes, what a season he had in 2021, leading his side to the minor premiership, only going agonisingly short in that prelim final loss against the Panthers. But boy, 23 try assists and one of the great running halves of the competition. Looking forward to seeing him this year, partnering Cooper Johns this afternoon, but he's a very, very, very special player.
Justin Olam will go head-to-head with Dane Gagai on the one side of the field. Bradman Best up against Remus Smith on the other side of the field, and mouth-watering confrontation in both centre matchups here today. There he is, back in Newcastle colours, Dane Gagai. First half of action last week against the Bulldogs. See how many minutes he does get to play today. But again, the Newcastle Knights have named an extensive lineup with 31 players potentially for this hit out against the Melbourne Storm. Here is David Klemmer to get us underway at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. Regional tour continuing for the Melbourne Storm. They'll be back at Amy Park, hopefully full-time throughout 2022. Tyron Wishart in the number 9 jersey again. With both Brandon Smith and Harry Grant named to come off the bench for the Storm here this afternoon. Neither of the Saifidi brothers playing, so Mitch Barnett in the front row to begin the game, and now Frizzell down this right edge. Come back to this middle of the park where Kurt Nann wears a 13 jersey again today, slated to start there to begin the season also for Adam O'Brien and the Knights, as Clifford gets the clearing kick away. It'll go down to Xavier Coates. He's had his issues under high balls in his time in both the NRL and at Origin level of the past couple of seasons, but he was very good. His carries, especially in the early plays last week from those yardage sets from their own end, are very involved. It was quite obvious how involved he was, maybe compared to what he averaged last year for the Brisbane Broncos. He ran for less than 100 metres a game. I think I'd like to see a lot more than that from him, given his size and body shape and those yardage sets in particular. Now Bromwich, Jesse Bromwich, of course, he and Kenny, along with Felice Kafusi, will be off to the Dolphins next year. For the moment, their Melbourne Storm is through and through. Here is Hughes, just inside the 30. Wishart comes back through Welsh. It'll go to Cooper Johns, didn't play last week. Kicks towards Young, who goes up above them, beat Coates with the ball. And he'll come back here to beat Wishart, eventually rounded up there in the middle of the field, and he'll play it 20 out from his own line. Ari Tuam on the left wing to begin here with Young on the right-hand side. There is Gagai. As Adam O'Brien told us in the pre-game show, something of a captain without the C next to his name, certainly a coach on the field, given what he does verbally. Here's Clifford, Frizzell backing up. Good raid from the Newcastle 5'8". They take it down within 30 of the Melbourne Storm line. Coates left on the ground. He's okay. Man, he finds Clune. Cut out ball, pressure there on Best. Coming out of the line, George Jennings read it very nicely and forced a mistake from Bradman Best.
Yeah, nice shape there from the Newcastle Knights. It was a lovely short side as we see a penalty now for the Melbourne Storm. It was Jake Clifford who joined the Knights midway through last year, taking on a narrow short side before they shifted out to this left-hand side, and a long cutout pass for Clune in the right edge of the Melbourne Storm, which had its challenges last year. Good signs early. George Jennings jamming in hard, putting Best under pressure and forcing an error. Craig Bellamy will be very pleased with his right edge there.
Chance to go on the attack here. They'll begin from 40 metres out. Barely 3.5 gone here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. Jesse Bromwich it is. Play it here just outside the 30. Tyron Wishart press his claims once again for a spot in the 17 to begin round one. Clifford out to meet Cooper Johns and really rattled his cage as well.
Well, no, he looks like he's clutching his shoulder or wrist there, Johns.
It's a strong tackle from Clifford. We'll keep an eye on Cooper Johns here. So that last week with injury, and that left arm still hanging by his side for the moment. As Welch takes them down to within 10. Wishart, 2 plays remaining in this set. Here's Hughes linking up with Nick Meaney. A chance for Jennings to dive in. They scored early last week. They've done it again here today in Ballarat. Nice hands to the right-hand side and well finished by George Jennings.
Yeah, their first opportunity off the back of an error from Bradman Best down the other end of the field. The Melbourne Storm get down there. Just watch the skill here. Lovely ball out the back to King. Hughes with his hands all over. And there he is, Nick Meaney. I think he's going to have a great start to the year by the sounds of things. We're not going to see Ryan Pappenhausen early in the season. And an opportunity for the former Bulldog. Great positioning, lovely vision, out in front of Jennings. Did a tremendous job to get the football down. They're looking at it here. I think he may have gone out. I'm not sure that he's got the ball down, as good an effort as it was.
The bunker has told Ashley Klein. We'll review that further before we go on to the conversion attempt. Watch this.
The ball might just hit the touching goal line.
As Robert Jennings places the ball on the ground, that he touches the touching goal line, we have a decision.
No question, part of the ball touching part of the chalk right there. Maybe a couple of
good
centimetres in it.
Brilliant effort from Jennings. Nice cover tackle though from the new captain, Caelan Ponga, coming across. And the Melbourne Storm's attack already looking sharp with its first opportunity. Really good signs from Hughes and Meaney linking up together on this right-hand side.
A near miss for Melbourne as the Knights will work it away here. Chris Randall again, the dummy half roll. He filled last week to begin the game.
Good start again from Tyron Wishart. His service is nice from dummy half. It's tradesman-like. Getting through plenty of work defensively. He was really tidy against the Warriors. And without Brandon Smith and Harry Grant for the round one, it looks as though he'll start at number 9. He's a handy option.
Fitzgibbon playing it. Back from shoulder surgery at the end of the 2021 season, Lachlan Fitzgibbon. Frizzell, the other edge forward.
Sorry, Munster's out there now. Cooper Johns must have left the field. That's devastating to think that he was going to start the first round. And it's so hard to get into this Melbourne Storm side. It's Hughes and Munster have just got a mortgage on those 2 jerseys, and he's worked tirelessly to get his opportunity, and that's devastating for young Cooper Johns.
See what that means as far as round one is concerned, because Munster won't be available quite obviously. Brandon Smith likewise. Chris Lewis in the same boat as Clune down the left-hand side. Cut out ball, a chance for Tuwala.
Oh,
what a kick! And cleaned up by Bradman Best. Sharp work from the Newcastle Knights on this left-hand side. And the kick from Tuwala was a ripper.
Yeah, really nice play. There it is, Kurt Mann again proving that link through the middle of the field. His ball playing. Clune doubles up on his play down the narrow short side on the left, does well. Sums it up. Jennings caught infield. Great skill. Tuwala off the outside of his right boot. This will look good. There's Clune deep into the line. Recognises Jennings is infield. Puts Tuwala on the outside and just dabs it in there. Best pushing through. Superb skill. Lovely kick from Tuwala, and the Knights in front early.
He was good last week with his decision-making, Adam Clune. Sharp work there again. Cut out ball, he knew where it needed to go to Tuwala into a bit of space. And the kick made it on a platter for this man, Bradman Best, who's had a couple of seasons in which, having burst into the NRL a couple of years ago now, hasn't quite fulfilled his potential. He's had so many injuries, leg and ankle problems in particular. He gets a full season under his belt. He really has the talent to be anything. He's had some defensive issues, especially last season as well, but what a talent he is. On the end of a nice piece of play there by the Knights. He grabbed the first try after Melbourne went so close at the other end. Now Jay Clifford, the former Cowboy, who made that mid-season switch at the end of 2021, hooks this one wildly away to the left-hand side. It'll stay at 4 points to 0, but Newcastle on top early here in Ballarat. Watch it again, Mann, the link man. He'll play that role throughout the season if he does stay in the 13 jumper, you would imagine. That lets Clune be there, ready to pounce on that next play off and running against a retreating defensive line. Now, Newcastle fans, you must be buoyed by what you just saw. Don't forget, the membership starts for Newcastle at just $16 a month. Get yours today. You can head to knightshub.com.au/membership to work out how you can become a Knights member in 2022. And they get another penalty here off the back of points.
Yeah, no doubt the message out to the Melbourne Storm was they need to slow down the play the ball speed of the Knights. A number of times we've seen Clifford and Clune taking on short sides just on the back of fast play the balls, and Jesse Bromwich that time, one of their most experienced, just hanging on too long. Look at this for a kick. Jake Clifford, 60 metres upfield. Brilliant. What a way to start the set. All of a sudden the Melbourne Storm now entrenched inside their half defending.
Starting on the right foot here, Newcastle here against Melbourne.
That was a great kick.
Barnett, just 35 metres out, will play it for Randall. Clifford was wide. Here's Ponga chiming in. Brazil off that right foot, putting Cameron Munster under pressure. We'll have to see how many minutes he plays again today. Remembering he won't play in week 1, so he may well play quite a few minutes today, given it's his last hit out for 3 weeks. Barnett comes to Clune, to the line. Ponga,
nice.
quick hands again. Tuala once more with a bit of room to move. Hughes getting across, helps out Meaney, and they stop him 10 metres away. Goes back to Clune. Here's Mann once more, the link man. Clemmer on that right-hand side of the field. Going to tackle there and have one more here just inside the red zone. Randall, it goes to Clune. He'll kick this time. Out wide. Judge the breeze. Jennings coming forward. Looked unlikely. It sits up here for Tuala, but Newcastle will get 6 more plays off the mistake by Jennings. It's Clune. He finds Mann stepping. Bends away from Munster, gets away again from another defender there, and Josh King, the former Newcastle Knight. Repeat set here for the Knights. Randall goes to Barnett, from Clifford to Ponga, out the back, good hands to Gagai. Olam under pressure, Young also there. In a bit of a dead end as it turned out, with Olam working hard to try and wrap up Gagai. In the end, Young couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, nice ball movement again though from the Newcastle Knights. Again, Kalen Ponga injecting himself. Gagai, he wanted Dominic Young to come under early. Had Justin Olam, I beg your pardon, chasing him across. Coates sliding as well. And a chance back on the inside once Kafusi had brought himself out of the line and made contact with Ponga. And Young just hesitated, and in the end he comes up with the error. Been a good start for the Knights. The opening 10 minutes have been very impressive.
See what Melbourne can manage here. Set to work themselves away from trouble and just get a kick in and try and muscle up as they can defensively, as well as anybody at the other end of the field. Fitzgibbon too slow and getting off Christian Welsh. Teammate trying to drag him off the tackle, but he just didn't do it in time. So Melbourne will get a chance here to put some real pressure once again on this Newcastle defence. Breeze favouring this western side of the ground in the first half. I think we saw that quite graphically on that conversion attempt from Jake Clifford, and his kick for line, the massive one off the back of the penalty that gave them the field position just a few moments ago to score that try. Here's Hughes, players in motion around him. Jesse Bromwich on his outside, a little bobble, but he hangs onto it in time before into the contact with a Knights defender. Wishart talking at dummy half. Welsh going with him. Hughes here takes them on. Trying to catch Fitzgibbon napping, but he stayed alive on the inside. Here's King. Good hands to Welsh. Equally good contact again there from Tyson Frizzell. Clifford helping out downstairs as well. Good starts about the Knights at this end of the field so far. Here is Hughes. A great kick though. Jennings needs a bounce. He got the one he was looking for. He planted down this time without incident, and they have hit back. Terrific kick from Hughes to Jennings.
Yeah, too smart, the Melbourne Storm, and albeit a pre-season game, Craig Bellamy spent plenty of time working with Adam O'Brien, knows his coaching style. It's
Fitzgibbon, but it drags Fitzgibbon in towards the middle of the field and just sucks the defensive line across with him for the next couple of plays while they regain their shape. And then it opens that space to put that kick in a couple of tackles later for Jennings on the outside. Terrific work, as you come to expect from Jerome Hughes. What a kick this is. Into the breeze, Nick Meaney. Arrow straight. Melbourne, just like that, had the lead here in Ballarat. 6 points to 4, not quite 15 gone.
19 straight wins for the Melbourne Storm last year, and a lot of that was with Nico Hines in the side at fullback. Now, unfortunately for Ryan Pappenhausen, who was electric to start the season, he did have injury troubles and found some form at the back end of the year, but who knows? Nick Meaney may just be one of the finds of the year, and the system at Melbourne and the way that we've seen players go there who at times at other clubs have struggled to really gain their best form, go there and are outstanding. And Mooney looks tremendously fit and in great touch early in the year.
Saw that replay just there, Cooper Johns and that tackle of Jay Clifford. The report from Melbourne is shoulder problem for Cooper Johns and he won't return today.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
A real blow, given there is a job up for grabs in round 1 especially, with Cameron Munster, as we've said, unavailable through suspension. So a try apiece. Melbourne in front by the conversion. Here is Hughes from his own end now, taking it to the line. Quick play the ball, and as a result, off the back of it, there's some yards there for Jesse Bromwich to bring it back to the 20. Midway through this set, Wishart to the short side. Kenny Bromwich, good tackle. Strong stuff from the inside again from the Knights there. Clifford and Mann in particular. As Munster shows it. Hughes looks to his outside. They were flat, weren't they? And Kafusi and Remus Smith on his outside. So he's forced to take the tackle there. Takes a kicking option away, but Munster's there. Back behind the play the ball, end over end. It'll bounce up here for Kalen Ponga. Young was deep also. Well back there waiting for a kick, and now Ponga gives it to Bradman Best, who's got some space. I asked a question there. Jennings got to him eventually, but don't want to give him too much room to move. He got up limping again, Bradman Best, having just mentioned not long ago he's had so much issues with leg issues and ankle problems. He's limping once more out here on this left-hand side off the back of that tackle by Jennings. Keep an eye on him. Clemmer from the 40 goes to Mann, this time taking it to the line. Campbell waits. 2 plays left in the set. Clune at close hand. Fitzgibbon on his outside. Best was also there, but he'll take the tackle to halfback. One more here. 20 away. Goes back to Clifford. The outside of the boot, trying to hang it there on the breeze. Munster beats everybody. Ponga was there looking, but he went up too quickly, Kalen Ponga, and Munster very coolly comes down with it.
Thought he was absolutely outstanding last week against the Warriors at different times, Cameron Munster, and all reports after the off-field indiscretion at the back end of last year, he turned up to Melbourne for pre-season and has absolutely ripped in and had a phenomenal summer, and he looks like that. He looks fit, he looks focused. That was a nice play there from Munster, flying above the pack and coming down with a footy-free side.
I have to look at Cameron Munster to realise just how fit he has stripped this year to begin 2022. Hughes for Smith, runs to Best, little offload for Jennings, who dances away from Clune. Got a piece of him, enough before Fitzgibbon arrived to finish off the tackle. Smith, late arrival there at dummy half. There's a problem for Christian Welch back through the middle of the field. Munster had to adjust to get around the back of him. Deep kick here, that breeze really swinging around. Young on his bike to bring it back from his own in goal, and then was enough of him, so he charges hard and straight at Wishart, who was able to stop him at the Knights' own 20. Christian Welch is able to continue on here. He's being checked out for a jaw problem perhaps back behind the play. They've made another change here, Melbourne. Trent Loiero is out there. Cooper Johns, the jacket on. His day is done after that problem to the left shoulder.
There he is, Munster the thief, the one-on-one steal. You could see the defenders peeling off, and Munster with his hands all over the footy. Intelligent play from Cameron Munster. David Clement just trying to fight and charge upfield. There's Christian Wells. That's not a good sign at all, is it?
It's a mice on the lip, if not the jaw there. So if he returns today, he's had concussion issues in the past over the past few seasons. Here he is again with the carry. Oh, just got the point of the chin right on the top of the head of Chris Randall. Hughes, Munster, rubbers, coach travelling quickly will put Ponga under pressure. He got back in time to clean up at the second attempt. And the Knights captain and fullback. There's Gagai from dummy half. Not much happening there. Ponga was motioning there, touching his head, trying to get the attention of the referee. I'm not entirely sure what he thought somebody needed some help. It's play on for the moment until a play on top of Dominic Young too long there, and Newcastle get the easy meters off the back of the penalty.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot. This is the change in rule over the off-season, where the last 18 months we've seen that as a 6-to-go call. And the Knights now get a relieving exit out of their own half.
Running inspection there on the ankle or the lower leg of Bradman Best. A thumbs up for the time being as Clifford hands it off to Frizzell. Brings it out to Loiero, who's out there for Christian Welch. He's had such bad luck through his young career, has Best. Now Barnett.
It's a good carry from Barnett.
Meters after contact
really
there.
Strong.
8 to 10 of them, in fact. 5 on the Melbourne side of halfway when he plays it. Man goes to Frizzell, very involved early on this right-hand side. Goes towards Munster once more. From Randall, he finds Mann. Liking his work as the link man. And Clune running, giving a bit more width to their attack. Just outside the 20 here. Second last play, Randall, nice ball to Mann, goes in behind Barnett, had to stop on his run, otherwise it was going to be an obstruction play. He comes back here, eventually wrapped up by Kafusi downstairs. Last tackle, Randall looking to his right, he'll find Clifford, he'll bomb away once again for Gagai and also Young. The kick though is too big. Carried by that breeze, and Coates will bring it back for a restart at the 20.
He'd like his time over there again, young Jake Clifford. I don't know if Xavier Coates is the target. Nearly 7 foot tall standing out there. I know you've got Dominic Young out there, but he's a very, very good young player, Xavier Coates, and you've only got to look at his body shape. You know, we all hear about the off-seasons in Melbourne and just how tough they are, and it is a trim, fit and athletic looking Xavier Coates, ready for a massive season out on that left edge for the Melbourne Storm.
Richard finds Kenny Bromwich. Moves towards the tackle there of Barnett. Quick play the ball though. Loiero very quickly at them. Finds Munster. Hughes, cut out ball for Jennings. Plenty of white jumpers though in front of him, and Best forced the mistake. Play on here. No, it's called back now.
The ruling is a knock-on by Bradman Best.
Best played at it, and in ripping it free, has knocked it on. He is still limping.
He looks really troubled, doesn't he? They need a full season from Bradman Best, the Knights. You just look at their three-quarter line at the moment. The strength and strike in Best and Dane Gagai, as we see, Remus Smith just swinging Bradman Best to the ground. There's a captain's challenge here, but they can't afford to lose Best again, can they?
Sid Desmos' issues in the past. We'll see him stay on here today, but boy, very proppy there once again off the back of this. Did he knock it on with the second attempt? I think the first one, the strip, was backwards. I think it came off his
strip out by Bradman Best. Looking to determine there's 2 players in the tackle.
Touches it there. Well, he ripped it out and into the body of Jennings. Well, I think the first touch here will be a knock-on against Best. Touches the ball there into the body of Jennings.
Okay. Bradman Best is the only player in touch with Robert Jennings. He does strip the ball out, however he knocks the ball on at the second part. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay, so challenge unsuccessful. Newcastle have no more
Here he is,
challenges.
getting plenty of attention with Craig Catterick, the trainer. He seems to be grabbing his knee.
He's going to be in the way, isn't he?
Let's hope it's only something very minor for Bradman Best. Looks like the tape is going to come out. So Craig Catterick, one of the more experienced trainers in the league. He's retired about 3 times, Craig. He keeps coming out of retirement.
Johnny Farnham.
He is. He's the voice.
Yeah, thanks for that. Just get the train on.
And the Knights, they're taking him to the sideline. They want to continue the game.
Let's go. Over here.
So a change for Newcastle. Dylan Lucas.
Over here, David. Back here.
Well, somebody they expect to maybe press for a spot at some stage, given injuries potentially to Bradman Best or Dane Gagai. They really like what he brings to the side as far as playing on an edge is concerned. Best for the moment. We'll wait and see if they do, in fact, strap him up, or maybe, just maybe, a trial game as it is. So, soon enough, will keep you on ice until round one.
I think Adam O'Brien will love this opportunity right now. He want to see his side defend their try line up against a very good attacking side. Here we go. Can they hold them out?
So Wishart off the back of the scrum. Ashley Klein under pressure there in the defensive line. Got out of there pretty quickly. And a good thing for Newcastle. Wishart, a nice scurry off the back of the scrum win. Hughes. Comes to the middle here. Alec McDonald, who I thought was outstanding last week off the bench. The Melbourne Storm against the Warriors. Here is Mooney. Cut out ball. It goes to Bromwich. A little juggle there as he reeled it in from his shoulder. And they've used up 3. Still within the 10 though. Meaney, long looping ball from Munster. They want to carry here. In fact, they'll go wide to Felice Kafusi. Play it here just outside the 10. Wishart, the left edge to work with. He finds Liero. Linkman again. Munster. Meaney takes on Clifford. Good tackle again by the Newcastle 5'8". Munster short side raid. Olam is a specialist at crashing in from close range, but they have held him up. Good defence by Newcastle.
Yeah, did well there, Newcastle. They were under pressure on both sides of the field, but more so out on their right edge, Newcastle. And it was Jake Clifford that came up with a very important tackle on Nick Meaney, who got on his outside. Looked like they had numbers, looked like they might have been able to find a way to the try, and that was a good tackle there. Dominic Young over the ball. He's not an easy man to stop Olam, as we see Randall out of dummy half. Nice play.
Kurt Mann looming up in support, who a pretty good tackle for his trouble.
This was another man that I thought was handy in the trial period. Leo Thompson, who's made his way from Canberra, the nation's capital, up to Newcastle. Had some nice touches on Monday night. Strong, good leg speed.
I only started playing rugby league just over 18 months ago, a rugby union convert. We've seen a bit of him, quite obviously, Mick, last year at the Raiders in the lower grades. Munster is back there now, filling in as he did at times last week against the Warriors. Swapping places there with Nick Meaney. Jennings off this right wing. Solid shot. Tyson Frizzell and company. Here's Coates. Need to stop on close range from a standing start. Comes back to Liero once again. Brings it back to the halfway line. As Wishart links up here with King.
He's been really impressive. Josh King, the former Knight, to start this game. Very busy.
It's Hughes, puts it in the air. Ponga standing underneath it. Remus Smith was there. Get there in time to make a contest of it. Ponga just falling to the turf to make the catch. More drama there for him. And the Knights will hand into a corner here. And it's Lucas who will try and work it away. And now Tuala follows suit. 3 plays gone though, still 15 out from their own line. Need a couple of good runs here. Forwards back there now. Take it forward through Momasia. On stage, he was Melbourne Storm prospect. Signed with them back in 2016. In their junior system before linking up with the Knights. Clifford. Nice striker of the ball, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Picked out Jennings here on the full, but that's a lovely strike. That one went the best part of 55, and a very flat kick at that as well.
Well, he's got a huge boot on him, Jake Clifford, and the Knights really under pressure there. Much needed kick from Clifford downfield, as we see Justin Olam now working hard. And a little sideways, but he shrugs off Dominic Young.
Kenny Bromwich thought there was a bit of high contact there from Young on Olam. The referee didn't see it or didn't agree. Now Coates stopped there, minimal gain, getting up very quickly. Randall was there.
Good run, Kenny Bromwich. Lovely late footwork, finds his front, quick play the ball.
Wishart grabbed from behind by Matt Croker, who is also out there now. The imposing frame of Nelson Asifas Solomona prowling the sideline. Here's Remus Smith, gets to the outside there. A kick from Jennings, back in field. Munster had it, lost it. And the Newcastle Knights through Tuala have come up with possession. A real chance there, but Munster couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, really nice scramble defence there from the Newcastle Knights. Tuala coming up with the ball as Munster tried to lunge towards the try line. Great skill, George Jennings. This will look good. Remus Smith on the outside. Nice little flick pass there to Jennings, who tried to kick back inside, as did Tuala earlier in the game. Munster almost comes up with the footy, and there he is. Tuala racing back. Nice work. Entertaining was, plenty happening.
It has been a couple of good tries, one each way in this first half. It's still not quite 13 minutes remaining. Jennings heavily involved. Clifford once again, clearing kick, this time a more lofted variety. It goes down to be let bounce there by Jennings. Now he's under a bit of pressure. Second one was a bit kinder to him, and he gathers it up to play it here just outside the Melbourne 30.
George is getting a little tired, I think.
He's had a bit to do so far.
He has had a bit to do. Plenty of traffic coming his way, and Clifford's put a target on him. Sucking in the big ones at the moment. Georgie Jennings, as Asma Solomona gets his first touch.
Talking point of the off-season with his stance as far as COVID vaccines was concerned. Wishart here waits at dummy half. Completion rates very good from both sides on a dry afternoon here in Ballarat. Welcome sight, isn't it, given all the rain up and down the east coast. Now Munster. Kick goes down to Ponga once again. It's the deck, and he'll play it here 5 away. So Melbourne controlling where Newcastle get possession at the moment. The kicking game of Jay Clifford in particular helping Newcastle out of their own end. Strong shot there on Dominic Young. Stopped downstairs by Coates, who's been left on the ground, and then Asifa Solomona was over the top. You get a head knock here, Xavier Coates. That would look to be the situation.
Bit of friendly fire.
Just give me the play the ball. Dominic, you play the ball, mate, when we go.
You don't want friendly fire from that man,
Big
do
Nelson.
you?
No, anyone but. Oh no, he gets the hip. Gets the hip of Dominic Young on his way down. That might be the end of his afternoon. I would imagine he's got a pretty important year ahead of him, Xavier, that I'm not sure Craig Bellamy will take the risk. Given the fact that he was able to play some time last week against the Warriors, and he's knocked out a pretty solid almost half an hour here.
Given the fact that he went down there pretty quickly off the back of the collision, this is a part of the game I think we should just do away with. The on-field test to see if they're concussed or not. I mean, if you require a test, an on-field analysis, do that back in the sheds.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that he had a head knock, and I think the replays show that his head certainly come into contact with Dominic Young's hip extensively, and it looks as though, is he going to leave the field, or is he going to stay? If he stays out there, there's no doubt that in 2 or 3 minutes' time he'll have to leave the field anyway.
How often do we see it? So he is coming from the field, a good call, but in this situation here where if you need to stop play to check if a player is concussed, I mean, it's a bit of a grey area quite obviously as to how concussed they are. There are protocols and tests that they do go through, but again, I think that keeping the play going, but also the care of the player. If there's any doubt, if he doesn't jump back to his feet having made that tackle, take him from the field, go through the protocols. If he passes it, he can come back on. I think we'll get to that point. I hope anyway.
Dean Yeremia, he's had plenty of opportunities with the Melbourne Storm. He gets his chance now to come into the game as Brandon Smith comes to check on Xavier.
Nick, closer.
Like a cat on a hot tin roof. Look at the cheese dying to get out there.
Well, it will be his last action, of course, until round 2. Another of the players who won't be available for Melbourne. That off-field situation during what was a rather hectic end of the season in 2021.
Nelson looks enormous, doesn't he? Like, there's some big men out there at the moment.
You've just noticed.
Like, you look at Leo Thompson. He's a big boy from Newcastle. There he is, the cheese, just
he's a small,
prowling the sideline.
He's a small office building. Nelson Asifa Solomona, he's about 5 stories.
Poor old Frankie Panisi should have put a seatbelt on his chair.
We'll tie him down. He's ready to go. See if he gets a crack here before half-time. Frank with the headgear on, receiving the instructions from up high as to the changes. There is Iramia, who was a try scorer last week in the loss to the Warriors. The Melbourne Storm going down 30 points to 18.
Jeez,
Big carry, isn't it, from the small office building himself. Wishart from dummy half. Hughes, Kafusi, Munster on this right-hand side. It looked good. Eventually, it was Remus Smith wrapped up. And Lucas making the tackle there, opposing him out there on this left edge for Bradman Best. He's off with that knee problem. Kafusi plays it. Last tackle here, Hughes. Rubbering for the end goal. Wants it to sit down here. Ponga has to play it. Great kick again from Jerome Hughes. What touch he has with his hands and his boot.
Yeah, he's all class, Jerome Hughes. Really nice play down the right-hand side. You can see there, just angles the ball in between the two defenders of Tyson Frizzell and Jairo Momasia. And the weight's perfect. Ponga can do nothing. He was thinking footwork, he was thinking razzle-dazzle, and then he just surrendered to the purple wall of Melbourne defenders coming through, and they maintained possession. The Knights holding on, though, defensively. That'll please Adam O'Brien.
Awkward catch to make off the dropout. McDonald brings it back at speed. Fitzgibbon had his eyes locked on him. Didn't get a clean shot, perhaps. It was the best thing for both of them. Strong carry from the young man. Here's Munster. Olam. Iramia now up against Dominic Young. Takes it to ground for fear of going into touch. They're 10 metres out from Olam. He finds Munster. A little show to Bromwich on the inside. Here's Asifa Solomona. Swung to ground there and a good tackle. Thompson involved as it goes to Wishart. Coming back in on this left-hand side. Liero back in behind the play the ball. Munster showing it. Always provides something. Wishart grabbed 9 on 9 by Chris Randall. Important tackle there. Munster shows it. Are they offside there on their own line? I thought there was a call. No, in fact, last tackle here, says Ashley Klein for Melbourne.
Stand up, you're on top.
Wishart, rubber. It was played at. 6 more tackles here for Melbourne. Top of the Newcastle line. The pressure will continue on the Knights. It's Hughes who'll play it eventually. Another set of 6 given away. Asifa Solomona spinning. Like a small office tower crashing to the earth. There's no stopping him. Ashley Klein, he thinks he's seen a no try.
That Nelson loses the ball and fails to regain it before it touches the ground or the opponent.
Well, it was the only way of something going wrong was Nelson losing the footy, because the sheer size and power was going to be too much for Leo Thompson to be able to handle one-on-one. It's Momasia that comes over the top.
We're determined if Nelson Asafa-Solomona loses possession.
His right hand potentially coming away from the ball. Was his left hand there still in contact with it? Looks like it.
I think we see that in full speed. I think that's a try, isn't it? I mean,
let's watch it again. His right hand has the
Contact's
right
been
hand
cleared
carry,
in the lead up to the
stops.
play. Nelson Asafa-Solomona lose possession of the ball over the goal line. We have a decision.
well, nonetheless, he's shown great signs and a really nice ball from young Wishart, recognising that he had big Asifa Solomona parked one-on-one with Thompson, used his body well. Nelson spun out of the tackle. Craig, he's already riding the moments.
We saw that last week. Game 1 of the pre-season, no less. As animated as ever at times. Green lights I'd have been happy with.
Yeah,
either way, I could make a case either way.
Yeah, I'm with you. Happy to move on. Good to see Christian Welsh back out there for the Melbourne Storm. Real positive ahead of their opening game against the West Tigers. Left the field earlier for people that have just joined us with what could have possibly been, looked like potential broken jaw, but looked like it may have just been a laceration to the face. So good to see him back out there.
Nice dart by Ponga. Newcastle on the front foot here in this set.
He's been good, hasn't he, Tyson Frizzell?
Lots of carries, plenty of metres as well. 60 now for the game. Work it forward. Croker hitting a solid shot by Kafusi. Driving in up under the ribs. That's a solid tackle. Might have hurt Croker as well. Well, he has sucked the wind out of him. Leo Thompson just outside the 20. Midway through this set. Still trying to catch his breath. There's Matt Croker. Now Ponga behind Fitzgibbon. It came out quickly. Jennings a miss there on Dylan Lucas. Well picked up though back on the inside by Kafusi and also Remus Smith. And Ponga comes back to Clune. On the angle, they'll play it there. Sia, 15 metres out. Last play here for the Knights. From Clune to Clifford. Feigned a kick, takes them on now. Still going. Olam, can he get a ball away? No, he can't. Wrapped up well there by Nick Meaney. Melbourne will work it away from their own end.
Wait here, guys. Wait there, Nick. Use the foot. Stay straight, Jake.
Just couldn't come up with the play he was looking there for Clifford. Feigned the kick. Nobody went for it. Nobody bit out there on the edge. Nobody jammed in, leaving a space for a long cutout ball to Dominic Young. So in the end, he just took the tackle, Clifford, and it's the next best result.
Here he is.
Work it away from their own 10. The cheese is on the menu.
Look at that for a carry. Fast play the ball. All of a sudden now Melbourne. That's a poor pass. That just halts any momentum they got off the back of his run. Look at him barking orders. He loves it. Brandon Smith. Here he goes. He wants another one.
It'll be a massive change for them, quite obviously, at the end of this coming season, the Melbourne Storm, when they lose both the Bromwich brothers, Kafusi, and also Brandon Smith from their forward pack.
Yeah, there's no surprise that Wayne Bennett has put a certain few targets together, and the two Bromwich brothers have got Bennett written all over him. You look where he's been. He's had guys like Tony Carroll, tough men, Bo Scott at the Dragons, along with Jeremy Smith. There's types of players that Wayne Bennett knows he needs in his footy side to build a club around, and the two Bromwich boys, no surprise whatsoever. Great signings. They'll be disappointed to lose them, and you're right, what a pickup for the Roosters, injecting Brandon Smith into that side. Won't he be a threat at dummy half?
Well, I guess it's one last dance for the current crop. See what they can produce before there will be a real sea change in the forward pack for Melbourne.
Oh, nice.
2023 Gagai doing some dancing. On the right-hand side, looking for an offload still. Meaney and Jeremiah combined to wrap him up. Brazil from dummy half. Clifford goes to Ponga. Short ball here. Nice one as well to Momasia. Well tackled though. On the legs was Kafusi. Here is Clune grubbering. An awkward one to handle. Jennings
did well.
Under pressure, did very well. Fitzgibbon was there. He gets him squarely, drives him back into the in-goal area, but Jennings, who's been solid today at both ends of the field, did nicely there. Smith to work it away.
You just saw on that right-hand side what an addition Dane Gagai is going to be. Absolutely turned Justin Olam inside out, and I hope that throughout the season as their attack unfolds at Newcastle that they just part ways at times with those block shapes and just give Dane some early balls. We see a nice offload raid here from Melbourne.
Bromwich gives it to Olam, steps Gagai, still going, Justin Olam into open space. Ponga came up and knocked it down and saved a try because there were purple jumpers everywhere.
Yeah, what a battle that is. Dane Gagai just stood up Justin Olam in the previous set. This time, nice early ball from Kenny Bromwich, and then bang, off the left foot, straight inside that man, Dane Gagai, and just needed to land the pass early. Good experience there from Ponga. Just watch this, some fullbacks wait, and he just accelerates, makes him make the decision before he would like to. And gets his left hand to the ball, shuts it down. The Storm will get another set of 6, but nice work from Kalen Ponga.
Not easy to go towards Justin Olam when he's on the burst.
It's brave, to say the least. It's a piece of granite, Justin Olam.
Wait, guys, wait,
Saves the try. What a step and the speed, the explosion to get through the hole he created himself with the step. Here he is trying to put a fend on Gagai, who matches up with him nicely this time. He hurt himself there, Justin Olam. And that's what it is.
Yeah, he's been involved a lot. It's been quite the battle the last 5 minutes between Gagai and Olam.
His first hit out in the pre-season, like many of his teammates here today. Brandon Smith, just inside the Newcastle 10. 2.5 minutes remaining before half-time. Meaney for Hughes. Kafusi swinging it. Munster over the top. A chance for Jennings. One-on-one with Ponga. Went past his tackle. In the end, he was wrapped up, but only just by Croker and company. Tuwala was in there as well. Comes back to Munster. Fitted here for Wishards. McMeaney. Comes across to Justin Olam. He really is gassed at the moment. Guy and Young round him up. He can barely get back to his feet to play the ball, Justin. Here's Hughes. A kick. Out wide for Remus Smith. Taps it backwards. Play on. McDonald has it. Now Wishart. Thinking of a second kick. Hughes is the right man to have it. He chips over the top. Tuala going backwards. What a clever piece of play again by Jerome Hughes. How many times can you say it? But his first hit out for the season, you'd swear he'd played 6 weeks already.
Yeah, just watch how he moves on the pass here and just how he is able to manoeuvre his body away from the defender as the pass comes to him. I was just before that, but the decision-making from Jerome Hughes there in a split second, recognised it was going to be difficult to keep the ball along the ground. That was the one there where he just moved his body on the outside of Clune on the pass, gave himself time to land the kick. He looks in great touch. Oh, bold. The leg spinner. Kafusi.
That's unplayable. That's come out of the foot mark, surely.
This time of the day was. The night watchman in. It's hit a crack. Spinning.
Fading light.
Spinning wild here in Ballarat.
Oh, my goodness. That is unplayable. Couldn't get to that on the full and no chance of picking it up. But obviously off the turf. Great result. Jake Clifford helps Newcastle out there. They're about to face the best part of a set of 6 instead. Have it here with a scrum fit and a chance maybe to put on a play just before half-time themselves. Just a chance to rake one back. And Smith almost got one against the head.
Let's go.
Xavier Coates.
Bind him tight. Bind him tight.
I'm going to say his day is done.
Bind him tight, Christian. Head and Kenny.
See the point with so many on the bench today that comes back on. He might have failed his HIA at any rate, which would confirm his unavailability for the rest of this one here in Ballarat.
Yeah, concerns for Knights fans as well as...
Passed it forward there from Clune. Play on is the call. Tuala under all sorts of pressure. Melbourne hang on. It was audacious little raid down the short side. And there was nowhere to go. And that should do things for this first half. In fact, it will here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. It's half-time between Melbourne and the Newcastle Knights. And at the break, the Storm lead them 6 points to 4.
They've had plenty of work to do, Newcastle. Melbourne with plenty of possession. One man that's been absolutely tremendous, I think, for Melbourne, and the person that we're going to be talking a lot about this season is Nick Meaney. He's come there from the Knights and the Bulldogs, and he's really showing quality stuff at fullback and in the halves today. He's been outstanding, Meaney. I just get the sense he's going to be one of these players that at the back end of the year we're talking about another guy that's gone to Melbourne. He's on the scrap heap, so to speak. They're not wanted at the Dogs. Moved around a number of positions. Never really got the opportunity to establish himself and to go to Melbourne in the structures and in the systems that they've got down there. Physically, he looks terrific. And already in that opening half, some lovely touches from Nick Meaney. A real talent.
If they're at full strength, you figure he probably doesn't get a start in the starting back line, but he can play pretty much anywhere.
He's that perfect number 17. He really is.
You by the end of the season, he's played 16 to 18 games in the regular season for Melbourne this year.
With the HIAs, they're so important on the bench, those type of players.
He'll see plenty of game time, no doubt about it. And here he is, making the catch off the kickoff. Nick Meaney gets us underway for this second 40 here in Ballarat. As Wishart waits at dummy half. They'll find Asava Solomona gets going quickly, doesn't he? The moment he gets the ball and he's across the advantage line. Offload as well for Wishart. Look out to Christian Welsh, who took that bump to the chin in the first half. Saw some time back on the bench while he was attended to. He's okay. Wishart or Jesse Bromwich.
Hasn't he been solid? Young Wishart at dummy half. Been tremendous. Ball of energy, brings great intensity around the ruck. Defensively, he's worked tirelessly in the opening 40 minutes. His service has been good.
Former Dragon, there's a lot to like about his work in these 2 pre-season games to this point for Melbourne. He's waiting again, appealing for a penalty. Nothing coming, and the Kafusi play the ball. Welsh Goes to Meany, cut out ball. Olam creates some space. Iramia down the sideline. Clifford coming across. Got a piece of him. A whistle now for a penalty, and it's for high contact.
He's coming up the last guy.
Yeah, lovely ball movement. It started all the way down the other end. A great offload from Asfa Solomona with his first carry of the second half. Really strong. And then a nice ball from Mooney out to Olam, who put Iramia away. Good signs from Melbourne early in this second half.
It was the effort there of Jake Clifford coming across, made the contact on the head of Dean Iramia, hence the penalty. And here is Bromwich, Jesse that is, inside the 10. They're glad for Wishart, a chance for Melbourne to extend this 2-point lead. Meany at first receiver, Hughes goes through the hands of Munster. I know that Smith touched it, it was backwards anyway. Jennings comes back away from the sideline.
Remus Smith just pulling his hands away. Cameron Munster not too pleased.
Waiting for a chance again out there on that right edge is Remus Smith. What a season he had again. Another player came from the Bulldogs. Put on the scrap heap, but blossomed in 2021 in the Melbourne Storm system. Wishart. Poor pass here after we'll give him all the raps. There is the curse again. We had one last night. Mike Lennis is 100%
Firing early.
For the commentator's curse having an immediate effect. Jennings goes to ground. And off the back of that penalty set, Melbourne unable to convert the pressure.
It's where you earn your money as a dummy half. You've got to nail those passes inside the attacking 20. It's where the halves need the ball, or the forwards under pressure need it at the right time. And that time, Wishart unable to execute the long pass out to Jerome Hughes, and it just took the complete wind out of that whole set, particularly the attacking raid they were looking to do on that very play. And in the end, Melbourne really unable to capitalise on that great field position. And Newcastle now with their opportunity, their first one in the second half, to get the footy in their hands. Clemmer now, he's been strong this afternoon, Clemmer, without the Safidi brothers with him.
Play it there. 15 short of the halfway line. Kasami Sorlo is out there. It's his second carry since coming off the bench. And slowly back to his feet. Clifford kicking into a slight breeze now in this second half. Iramia coming back at speed, and there was no break there. Just came back at them as hard as he could at Kurt Mann and also David Clemmer. That'll be tough to play in the back three in the NRL in the modern game. And it's changed so much over the years, the role of the winger.
It certainly has. And there's the contact again, Dane Gagai. Look at this. Look at his effort. Strong contact. You don't often see Justin Olam get dragged back 10 metres and then out of marker and into the face of Cameron Munster.
Hughes still out there, still involved in everything Melbourne did that led to something. Here's a penalty, and they'll get a chance to do something again in just a moment. Some attention there, and Jennings just feeling that right elbow.
Really strong drive with his legs, didn't he? Through there. Oh, yeah, just a little hyperextension there. You can just watch his arm here. Yeah, just dips in. Not expecting that. Just enough force to cause him a bit of discomfort, but he looks okay, Jennings.
Dylan Lucas involved there in the tackle. I mean, Melbourne have it here, beginning at the 40 through Kafusi. Lachlan Fitzgibbon still out there with Kurt Mann likewise. It's Wishart. To Jesse Bromwich. On his hip. Asfa Solomona still looking for another offload. Finds one again. Clever play. Had three cracks at it. Found Bromwich in the end. And now it's Kafusi. Brings it back to the edge of the 20. Tackles up their sleeve from close range. Jesse Bromwich goes out the back. Meany quick hands. Munster likewise. A chance there. Kenny Bromwich looking for a tip on. Just couldn't pull it off.
Gee, that was nice movement there from the Melbourne Storm out to this left-hand side. Great skill, Jesse Bromwich. Great catch and pass. It's Mooney, it's Munster. Kenny Bromwich, look at this. Great skill under pressure. Jamming in hard was Dane Gagai. Great catch and pass from Cameron Munster, and Kenny Bromwich just unable to hang on to that one. That combination out on that left-hand side that was a part of so many tries last year. already looking dangerous.
The run of Olam dragging Dominic Young again in off his wing, and there was space there had Bromwich been able to tip it on for Dean Eremia. A reminder for Newcastle fans, Knights membership starts at just $16 a month. We'll have a HIA here for one of the players, Dean Eremia, off the back of that tackle from Jay Clifford a moment ago, which led to a penalty. All set to go now. $16 a month, Nick, to be a Knights member. How cheap is that?
Fantastic.
You can get yours today. Just head to knightshub.com.au/membership. So you got your phone out already, Mick?
Yeah, just booking my tea time at Belmont Golf Club. I think that's part of the membership, is it?
Get a game at Belmont, maybe even Newcastle. And dinner with Frank Barrett, the media manager at the Newcastle Knights as well, straight into the mix.
Well, that's expensive then, $16.
Dinner with Frank, you can tee up a game with his wife, Nikki, who, of course, used to ply her trade on the world's tours as a professional golfer. She plays it at Newcastle as well, does Nikki, as the Knights go on the attack. Here's a chance for Lachlan Fitzgibbon, cut down and a good tackle there by Hughes. Now Randall finds Clifford, shows it, turns Meany inside out. Nice work by Clifford. Oh, Ponga was there. Just couldn't hang on to it. Munster at the back.
Look at this from Munster. Look at the counter-attack here from Cameron Munster. That was nice play. Jake Clifford coming off his right foot. He straightened. He fended off the Knights defender. He just wanted to offload. You could see it. He had the ball just caged out in that right hand. They didn't need that, Newcastle. Been a nice lead up. Kurt Mann ball playing again through the middle, troubling the Melbourne Storm defensive line. And Melbourne just turned defence into attack straight away through Munster.
Solomona, Tyson Frizzell, who has been there and done that in rugby league, just got made to look like a 12-year-old schoolboy.
It is ridiculous.
Munster right through the middle of Jesse Bromwich. Wishart is there. Wishart for the line. He'll win the race. Tyron Wishart scores for Melbourne. What a piece of play. Bromwich, Munster and Wishart, a famous rugby league name.
Well, it started with Cameron Munster off the back of the error from Jake Clifford, the forced offload, and just look at this. Wishart out of dummy half. Bromwich nice and straight. Munster pushing through, turning back the clock to his fullback days, back through the middle. And young Wishart, Tyron Wishart, look at this. Pushing, scheming back through the middle. Munster turns the body beautifully, and he showed great acceleration, young Wishart. That'll make the old man proud, a bit of speed. And he gets the footy down for the Melbourne Storm, and he has been well deserving of that 4-pointer. He's been outstanding this afternoon. Tyron Wishart.
He's the spitting image of his father, Rod. Can run a bit like him as well. Sharp out of dummy half. We've seen that over the past 2 games, and backing up through the middle there off the great work of Bromwich and also Munster.
They're lethal, Melbourne. They punish you. Any time there's fatigue through the middle, they don't just try and roll out the set plays they've practiced all week. They're on the ball, they're over the ruck, playing fast, and they're taking on those tired defenders. And with a split second there, Munster and Bromwich just imposing themselves on the game. Great experience and class from 2 of Melbourne's big guns, Jesse Bromwich and Cameron Munster.
It was good to watch. Now Meany from right in front. Still had the extra 2 to make this an 8-point lead. Just on half an hour remaining here in Ballarat. The chances early in the second half going to Melbourne off the weight of possession. In fact, they had 58% of the ball at the break. They've had more than that so far in this second half as well. Watch it again. Bromwich at the line. Munster pouring into a hole, like the fullback he once was for the Melbourne Storm when he would fill in for Billy Slater before the end of his career in purple. He was linked up so nicely there with Wishart. He wasn't going to be caught.
Marvellous locks that he's grown over the summer. Flowing in the breeze here at Ballarat. Looks good, Munster.
Not quite in the Pappenhausen class, but it's not bad.
In the mo, he's got it going, Cameron Munster. He looks good. Jeez, he's had a big off-season, you can tell. He's been tremendous in the trial period.
He is, as they say in the classics, as fit as a trout. Jesse Bromwich he supplied the ball for the Trout. They'll play it here, now Welsh. The Trout. Good catch on. Change for Melbourne, as far as the dummy half is concerned. Got some Garlic out there for the moment, doing a bit of dummy half work. Benny Smith also out there. Looks like Tyler Wishart getting a breather for the time being off the back of that 4-pointer. Hughes from inside the 30. Quick out. Halen Ponga to bring it back. Heads up here with Tuwala. Straight line defence right across the park though, ready for a little switch, and they wrap up Tuwala pretty comfortably through Remus Smith.
I know it's only, you know, a pre-season game, but I'd like to see more from Halen Ponga, as we see an error now for the Newcastle Knights, and that's Dylan Lucas. Only 2 runs this afternoon for Halen, and you know, these are the type of games, particularly against a Melbourne Storm side, where you can really get some confidence built. They're such a tough side to play against, and for Halen, I'd love to see him just inject himself a little more.
They've only had 38% of the ball, I guess, and only 9 plays inside the 20-metre zone at Melbourne's end of the field through almost, 52 minutes of action now, I guess. Limited in chances compared to early last week against the Bulldogs, where he tried that lovely cut-out ball for the first try on the left-hand side.
I just think it's the next part of his game. He's so lethal when he's attacking the opposition try line, but I think he can do so much more, you know, coming out of the backfield, using his running game and his footwork around through the ruck, pushing, and we just saw what Cameron Munster did on the back of Jesse Bromwich. I'd love to see him do a little more of that.
We just saw what Justin Olam could do once again to Dane Gagai off that carry off the restart. Now Kaufusi, Remus Smith, a chance for Jennings, comes to Ponga. He missed him. The cover got there though to wrap him up. It was Dylan Lucas who made the tackle. Now Hughes. 3 tackles still to play with here. Garlic giving it off to Jesse Bromwich. Need somebody to go forward. Jesse knows exactly how to do that. There he is. He'll play it quickly. Garlic. Flat ball there from Brandon Smith. Munster showing it, stepping, dummying, always provides something. It's never a meat and potatoes play from Cameron Munster. There's always a bit of sauce on the side. Garlic from dummy half. Comes through Welch. Hughes had to reach behind himself. He got a knock on there, did he, from Adam Clune? It's going to be play on. Melbourne think that Clune has knocked it on. They're going to give away an obvious penalty here, and now they will challenge it.
Yeah, smart play, Cameron Munster. There's not many players that...
unsuccessful, you'll go to the bin for deliberately breaking down play.
Okay, so he's going to go to the bin if it's not...
We have a captain's challenge.
If they don't win the challenge here, Melbourne, but Cameron Munster thinks that Clune's knocked this on.
Melbourne player will go to the bin.
I thought he knocked it on too.
So did I.
Live. Reaches out, ball hits the deck.
That's fine. That's great. Oh, it's going to be reviewed. I just made a review on it. I thought the initial one went backwards. I'm not sure what happens next.
All Melbourne players are on side. Adam Clune propels the ball towards his opponent's dead ball line, constituting a knock-on. The challenge is successful.
Too smart. Cameron Munster. Honestly, there's not many witty players in this competition that react as quick as Munster. And he saw that Kaufusi was involved in the tackle. If the player gets up and plays the ball, we're not in this situation. You can't stop the game for review. So he flies in, slows the play the ball down, willing to give away a penalty with his confidence of what he saw. Rolled the dice, and this is a big play for Melbourne.
Okay, sorry.
A bit of extra bristle in that moustache off the back of that. Adam Clune and company having a
Look
bit
at him
to say.
too, Munster, just peacocking. He's that impressed with himself.
Munster with the chest out like a bantam rooster.
Oh, yeah.
Says, boys, just look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, come with me, boys. Swishing the hair back, Des Hasler-like.
It's a very risky play by them, but in this case they have played well.
Listen to Ashley Klein, very risky play.
Risky, but full of reward, as it turned out, Ashley, because he was 100% right. Cameron Munster
Let's go, guys.
taking the odds to it.
Stay nice and tight, Adam.
Melbourne have it here from the 10.
Wait, Jerome.
Leading by 8. Great chance to put a double-figure lead into the Newcastle Knights right here. With their penalty. Lashing out there, striking at the ball. Fancy somebody in the scrum striking at the ball. Times have changed, haven't they?
Haven't they ever?
Hughes Gives it off to Welch. Same result. Melbourne still have it. They're on top of the Newcastle line. Garlick waiting at dummy half. We'll go to Jesse Bromwich.
Plenty of numbers out to this left-hand side of the field.
A bit of depth. Go to the right-hand side. Well, hand out there, reaching from marker. Too early, according to Ashley Klein. Not square is the call, so Melbourne will get another chance with 6 more plays, a couple of metres out.
What a luxury that is for Melbourne Storm. You can see that over on this left-hand side of the field was Munster and Nick Meaney ready to play. And on the right-hand side, they had Brandon Smith and Jerome Hughes ready to play. So many options.
Here is Hughes going to Remus Smith, putting Lucas under pressure. Did well in the end to make the tackle. A rangy right centre. Welsh, a big fend there on Mitch Barnett. Staying the tackle with Clemmer. Garlick double pumps it. Meaney looks up as Chris Randall coming out of the line quickly. Did very nicely there, the Knights hooker. Garlick again. Smith showing it in behind Welsh, not quite in behind, so it's play on. Man left on the ground. Garlick out of dummy half, has Kaufusi going with him. If he's hung on to it, he got it down okay. The referee says yes. Nice work out of dummy half, and Kaufusi crashes in to score.
Yeah, I love this. The dummy half so close to the line, forming combinations with his edge back rower. Just watch this. Garlick scanning, recognises there's an opportunity down there to get Kaufusi one-on-one with Adam Clooney. Does so. There's a marker on the ground. Only one marker in place. That allows Bronson Garlick to get out. Fitzgibbon rocks to the open side, isolating Clune. And there's not many better in the competition that run that tough line than Felice Kaufusi. And a really smart piece of play from Bronson Garlick out of dummy half. And Melbourne capitalise. Extend their lead 16 points to 4.
That was a really nice piece of play. Kaufusi to crash onto it, but Garlick's work from dummy half. Great to see him getting a chance after almost being resigned to being a lower grader for basically his rugby league career. Here he is, the Melbourne Storm, the famous Melbourne Storm, playing under Craig Bellamy. He's 25 years of age. He's a Newtown Jet with a chance to link up with Melbourne. He's worked for his dad at the Pie Company. In sales and marketing at various stages while he was playing in the lower grades. And now Nick Meaney from beside the uprights adds the extra 2. It's a big scoreline now for the Melbourne Storm. They lead this one 18 points to 4. Don't forget, Monday night in the week of the start of the season on March the 7th, Braith and Astor in the big chair on NRL 360. Kenty will be fired up, no doubt. The return of 360. 6:30 p.m. live on Monday night, March 7, right here on Fox League. Looks rather content at the moment, does the Melbourne coach. The glimpse we saw just there in the coach's box.
I think he'd be really pleased. You can see the possession there, the way that Melbourne have controlled possession, and we know how important that is to start the season. They've been clinical in that regard this afternoon. Very few errors, only 6 at the moment. Had a number of tries. They had 2 in the first half, one to Asfa Solomona, another to George Jennings that were denied. As we see Kalen Ponga come from the field.
Game over for Kalen Ponga. We'll next see him in action against the Roosters at the SCG on the first Saturday of the season on the 12th of March. Brandon Smith up here. See what that means as far as fullback options. Newcastle Knights are concerned. Here is Garlick once again. Played last week as an edge forward to begin the game. Now in the dummy half role, doing very nicely. Brandon Smith jumping in. Tex Hoy is out there in the fullback position. Started there last week. We'll play it here just inside the 20.
Yeah, all the signs from Melbourne suggest it's going to be another strong year. The minor premiers of 2021, you can just see they're almost 60 minutes into the contest and only the second game of the year and nothing on the line. No competition points on the line. It's Brandon Smith out of dummy half chasing his kick, and who's with him? Jerome Hughes and Jesse Bromwich dragging Tex Hoy back. They do it well, Melbourne. They do it so well at the start of the year.
If they can keep on doing it in round one. They've done for so many years in a row against the Tigers to keep that winning streak alive. Christian Welch blowing up here, not happy with the call, gives away a penalty. Midway through this second half, I dare say we'll see both benches empty out of the remaining minutes between here and full time, but still plenty of big names on deck at this point. Bromwich, Welch and Smith all involved there in that particular tackle. So what have they got? Precious little possession at this end of the field in this second half. It's been Melbourne almost camped inside the Newcastle 20 for a long period there. Then going here through Barnett to a player just outside the 30. Lindsay Baker is out there on that left-hand side for the Knights. Here's Kurt Mann linking up with Baker.
Had some nice moments this afternoon, Kurt Mann, with very little possession for the Knights.
Just 37% of the ball to this point of the game for Newcastle. Clifford, he takes them on straight through the line, beats Cameron Munster. That's how they grabbed their second try of the afternoon. Clifford off the right foot, carves a hole through them. Their first real chance in attack in this second half. And Clifford comes up with his first 4-pointer.
Yeah, again, it starts with that ball playing. I just mentioned it of Kurt Mann. He goes deep into the line, attracts some of the Melbourne defenders, and then taking on the line is Jake Clifford. Really nice work. Look at this. There he is, deep into the line, man, and you can see Mooney there just starting to fade out. He got on the outside of Jesse Bromwich, slices straight through, bang off that right foot. Munster holds on with the fingernail, but nice work from Jake Clifford taking on the line. And the Knights find a second half try, and he's had, again, some really nice moments, Jake Clifford. His kicking game was strong in the first half. Early on, they had plenty of possession in the first half, and he combined well with Clune. Times out on that right edge, he was very good with Tyson Frizzell.
See how they fare once the season proper gets underway. Brand new halves combination with Adam Clune joining Jake Clifford. Times last week against the Bulldogs, admittedly it's last year's Wooden Spooners, but all the same. Clune looked good. Clifford has looked good here this afternoon. As you say, Mick, limited chances. And off the upright. Bank one off the cushion. It goes in the corner pocket. 18 points to 10.
Looks like he's coming from the field as well. Jake Clifford looks like his afternoon's done. Found his way through the Melbourne Storm defensive line. That's not easy to do. Kalen Ponga, the captain there, congratulating him. Only their first line break of the afternoon. Melbourne Storm, they've had a number of those. I think they've had 6. And 62 minutes into the game, the Knights find their first one, but it's never easy to do against Melbourne. Here's Harry Grant. All right, here we go. Strap yourselves in here. This next 18 minutes, he'll be dynamite out of dummy half.
Pretty handy being able to run on Harry Grant with 18 to go. Presents the firepower they have. Clemmer bringing it out. Nice carry from the veteran front rower. Here for Phoenix Croston, who's also out there now, will take over the dummy half duties. Ben Tolby also on deck with a carry to take it beyond the 20. Barnett. Croker pushing up in support there. Barnett hanging on to it. Wells trying to strip it. Arrow in there also. Will play it eventually for Croston. Clemmer again. Second carry in this set. Sort of standard for these young forwards looking to push their claims to be part of the 17 for round 1. Now Baker. 6 again here, the restart for an infringement there in the play the ball. Newcastle a chance to try and close this gap here, down by 8. Still plenty of time left in this game. They're at the 40. They'll play it here, Croston counting numbers at dummy half. Through the hands there of Croker. Baker is on Dylan Lucas, bounces away from the tackle of Harry Grant, who's on that right edge at the moment. Replays gone. tackle again, turning it back on the inside. Barnett keeps it alive. Crossland will go to Tex Hoy now, who stand there in the tackle, eventually swung to ground by Garlick.
He's worked hard, Christian Welsh, hasn't he, through the middle this afternoon.
So out there now for Melbourne. Jaden Nikarima playing, it looks like, in the middle of the field for the moment. Crossing a ball out the back. Came from Clemel, was it? We've got one more play here. Goes through the hands to Tex Hoy, puts a kick in, sits up nicely here for Eremia, skips past one. He beats Tex Hoy. It was game on as far as a 70-metre dash. Hoy was able to grab him though and stop him going any further. Olin though on play number 2 just collides, careens into Mitch Barnett. Strong carry off the back of a good run from Dean Eremia. Back at the halfway line. You hear the referee say 6 more tackles coming up for yet another play the ball infringement.
It looks like Harry Grant's in the 5'8" position. And they've left young Garlick at acting half. This combination's going to prove dangerous this year. As for Solomon and Brandon Smith through the middle.
Tackle right around the legs there, made by Ben Tolby. So Solomon crashing to the turf. Just outside the 10, Garlick finds him once again. Asifa Solomon just backing his way towards the line. Barnett around the legs, make sure that he hits the deck at least this time. Slows things down for the Newcastle Knights to get their defensive line sets. Nikarima under a tackle. Last play here for Melbourne. Garlick. He'll go through the hands of King. Munster grub ring. It's a good one as well. Reaching for it. There was a chance there for Grant Anderson. I don't know that he planted it down cleanly.
Video review here.
No, he's not
try.
selling it.
Confirmed that there's no interference and a possible penalty try.
Again, a nice touch from Cameron Munster.
Knock on by Melbourne in goals.
And it looked like it was going to sit up perfectly for Anderson, who came charging through.
Melbourne stolen player, left side kick chaser on side.
The 27 he is, and he lunges. Well, that comes off Dominic Young. He hasn't touched it, Grant Anderson.
The long arm of Dom Young gets there first as they were both reaching for it. No dramas to this point. Just need to roll
Both players are going shoulder to shoulder towards the ball. The Newcastle player touches the ball.
Through Iremai, thinks it's play on, trying to keep it in play.
No, and so it wasn't out. He's dived from the field of play.
He takes it out because he's
the ball's
touched
been knocked
this
back by
before
Newcastle.
It hit the deck.
Goal. Looking to determine if Melbourne touched the ball before it goes dead.
Well, he dives from the field of play and touches it, so it'll be a 20-metre restart.
He jumps from the field of play and touches the ball dead. We have a decision.
Trying to plant it down himself to score or knock it backwards to a teammate. He's in fact forced the ball, so Newcastle will hang on and get it back here with a 20-metre restart. Good work initially by Dominic Young to save the day.
Yeah, great desperation. He's had some nice moments, Dominic Young, in the trial period for Newcastle. It'll be interesting to see just which way Adam O'Brien goes going into that first round game. The real concern for Newcastle will be whether Bradman Best is fit. I mean, you look at that three-quarter line coming in today of Bradman Best and Dane Gagai. It just gave them such attacking threat out on the edges, particularly with the form that we saw from Tyson Frizzell, particularly on that right-hand side as well. But they'll need him fit. That's a real concern. Hopefully it was a knee injury. Hopefully he's okay.
Off midway through the first half. That'll go on for a little while before taken from the field as the Knights go on the attack. Kroger will play it here, just outside the 30. Crossland go through the hands wide to Haneti Tua. Put a kick in. Was it played at? No, they say. And so it will be Melbourne's ball on the restart here. A reminder, the next chapter in the Zoo Boxing Dynasty begins Wednesday night. Fireworks are guaranteed when Nikita Zoo makes his professional debut live and exclusive on Fox Sports Channel 505. I was fortunate to see Nikita training in the lead up to his brother's last fight, Tim Zhu. He took on Takeshi Inoue before Christmas, and he looked pretty impressive. Unbeknownst to myself and everybody else at that stage, he was thinking about launching a professional boxing career himself, Mick. And I can tell you, having seen him work the pads with Igor Golyabev, Tim's trainer, and part of the clan out there at Rockdale, at the PCYC, the Zoo Boxing Academy. He was whacking those pads pretty hard, and Nikita is the real deal. Can't wait to see him in action on Wednesday night.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Fair bloodline, and anything like Costa or Tim is going to go okay. Both.
Hold there. Use the foot. Let's go.
Both been incredible, haven't they, in the boxing ring? This one, again, this penalty that we saw rolled out a lot last night was the roll ball. Looks like that's going to be a focus to start the year.
Release Brandon!
There'll be a penalty here. It'll be play on for the moment. Broker sat on the seat of his pants trying to play that ball. Thompson will play it here. Through Mackenzie Baker. Goes to Tex Hoy, showing it on his outside, hanging on to it. Harry Grant was there, playing as the edge half on that right-hand side. Now through the hands of Croker. Come to the line. Well tackled there was Ben Tonti. There's Nicarima underneath him. Anderson was also there. Now Croker tipping it on. Oh, big shot once again. Solo hit the mat pretty hard. Strong effort. Kafusi and Sofa Solomona. Here is Crossland grubbering. He can't get in behind King. And he wraps it up there as the Storm will work it away through Farlonga.
What an afternoon for the experienced Felice Kafusi. He's been terrific. Almost 100 metres carrying the football, scored a try. He's got through 24 tackles and looks like he's going to play 80 minutes in what's his first hit out of the season. The experienced Kafusi, he looks like he's set for another massive year before he heads to the Dolphins. Grant out of dummy half now.
Suero on this left-hand side, plenty of metres again. They made contact with the Knights defenders. Takes them into Newcastle territory. Nicarima started the game last week. Off the bench here today, going back to her. And they'll play it here 10 metres out from his own line. Iramia, again, doubling up on his work. Cutting down the charging Chris Vaiella there. It's too hard once again. Going across the field from the right wing, keen for work to press his claims. On the scene for the Knights back in 2014. Picking up with him again here, trying to push for a spot. In 2022 was crossing out a dummy half. Kicks deep, it goes down to Iramia, who will link up with Farlonga doing some dancing. We'll play it here 25 short of the halfway line. We're inside the final 10 here in Ballarat. Dare say the locals have enjoyed seeing this clash. Melbourne into their first win of the pre-season before they take next week off with everybody else. As all 16 clubs prepare for round one, as Lewis will play it here. There's plenty of Melbourne Storm fans. Head back down the road. We're stopping at Bacchus Marsh, halfway between Ballarat and Melbourne on their return back to the southern capital. Ever been to Bacchus Marsh?
I haven't. No.
Pretty much the halfway point between Melbourne and Ballarat is Bacchus Marsh. Here's Grant out of dummy half. King will lose it here, but it was ripped away from him.
Stay here.
Grant taps it and goes. Asava Solomona.
Been outstanding.
Unbelievable. They'll be very happy they're not playing the Melbourne Storm in round one and having to deal with Asava Solomona again, these Knights forwards. Something else to stop, isn't he? Smith comes to Nelson again on the wraparound. Brandon Smith is there. Here's Chris Lewis. Sums things up, takes them on. Wrapped up by Leo Thompson here. couple of metres away from the Newcastle line. Grant goes one way, comes back to Liero. Clever piece of play there. Good work by Saulo to stop him. It's Brandon Smith grubbering, chasing through. Nikorima is there. He plants it down. Jaden Nikorima extends the lead once again for Melbourne.
Yeah, nice work from Nikorima. Pushing through off some lovely skill from Brandon Smith. Look at the pass there from Harry Grant, 20 metres right onto the chest of Brandon Smith. Recognising that the fullback for the Newcastle Knights out of position, just dabs it over the top. Sits up perfectly. Jaden Nikorima hasn't been in the top grade since 2016. The Melbourne Storm giving him an opportunity after some nice games for Redcliffe. And he extends the lead this afternoon. Looks sharp. Nice work from Brandon Smith too, showing all his skills here this afternoon. Lovely little right foot kick. That combination around the middle of the field this year for Melbourne. Harry Grant at dummy half, Brandon Smith in that roving number 13 role that's been vacated by Dale Finucane, along with the power of Asifa Solomona, who just generates so many fast play the balls. Frightening.
It's good to see Jaden Nikorima back in the NRL. He's certainly an NRL caliber player. He's had his issues off the field, broken as a young man with the Roosters, didn't end well there. And he has turned his life around and gets a chance here with Melbourne in 2022. Craig Bellamy, penny for his thought, 24 points to 10. I guess he was hoping to get through this one without any more incidents, no more drama as far as injuries are concerned for his squad. And wait and see whether it's that man who fills a role in the halves in round one. Cameron Munster unavailable, and of course now Cooper Johns may be in doubt with what looks to be potentially an AC joint injury.
A lot will depend, I think, on the fitness of Ryan Pappenhausen as well, given the fact that we saw Nick Meaney start this afternoon. He's done a tremendous job at the fullback, but when Johns departed so early, he spent a little bit of times in the halves this afternoon as well. So very interesting to see just how the Melbourne Storm handle that first game without so many of their stars available. As for Solomona now.
Grant from dummy half, kicking here out wide. Remus Smith hugging the sideline, but the kick is way too deep. And Adam Musgrove will clean it up. Good chase by Harry Grant off his own kick. His best effort off the boot, but the chase made up for it. And Newcastle to work it away here from just outside their own 20. Too hard again. 75 minutes gone. As the Knights with an eye on the horizon for their round one clash against the Roosters at the ECG, of course. The season proper begins on Thursday, March 10 here on Fox League. You'll see it live. The Panthers, the Premiers, up against the Seagulls. That will be an absolute beauty to kick things off in 2022. Kick off the outside of the boot here. Nobody wants to play this. Oh, too hard. Nice piece of play on the volley. Toes it forward, straight to Farlongo, though, who brings it back at speed. A little step and he was just about away.
Yeah, that was nice. He's shown great acceleration, Farlongo, when he's attacking the football. Eremi has answered all the questions asked of him this afternoon as well. And your man, McDonald, a cracking tackle in the previous set. He's done his first grade chances, no harm through the trial period as well.
The air conditioning mechanic, the Wenham Colts, last season gets a chance on a train and trial contract with Melbourne to begin 2022. Kick here, cleaned up by Tuhar. He's got a bit of a goose step in him. He calls himself Twinkle Toes up there in the Newcastle camp, and he showed some twinkle toes right there. Experienced campaigner looking for a slot somewhere with the Knights this season. We've still got two more games, of course, to come tomorrow night, Nick, before the pre-season comes to an end.
Warren.
Sharks and the Bulldogs, 6 p.m, followed by the Warriors and the Titans. That postponed game after the monsoon up there north of the border.
Yeah, really looking forward particularly to the first game. The Sharks at full strength under Craig Fitzgibbon. Back at PointsBet Stadium. Haven't been there for 2 seasons. An opportunity for the local fans to get to see their team back at home, and the Bulldogs an opportunity to see Matt Burton in the halves, a huge signing over the summer for the Bulldogs, and a lot of expectation as we see the ball here land just inside the sideline, and a lot of pressure on Matty Burton. We get a chance to see him in his first outing for the club.
Should be a beauty. A doubleheader on Monday Night Footy in the pre-season, live on Fox League. Sharks and the Bulldogs, followed by the Warriors and the Titans. Let's hope the rain has eased up. The game moved to Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Seeing some unbelievable images coming out of southeast Queensland, the Gold Coast, Brisbane. Brisbane River almost in danger of breaking its banks, almost 2010 flood levels at stages along the river in the past 48 hours or so. And of course, the Sunshine Coast getting absolutely smashed as well. I think you're all okay up there and finding a chance to watch a bit of footy here on a Sunday afternoon. It's been a great day of rugby league on Fox League with the 3 NRLW games. Tremendous the quality of the action there. 3 contests, a thrilling finish with the Eels up against the Knights, and Matty Studden providing a field goal, the first ever field goal in the NRLW competition to get the Eels home.
Lovely moment, wasn't it, for Matty Studden? He's been a big part of the NRLW for quite some time now, and what a game it was up there.
Wilkinson playing it here for the Knights. 10 metres out. Crossed and will go to Craig. Oh, coming across the field. Tepai Moiroa. A late inclusion for the Melbourne Storm, making a statement here at the back end of the game. Cooper Jenkins also getting a touch here for the Knights. Blonde front rower. Now a juggling effort here, going back. Hoy will clean it up. Looks up and sees Harry Grant there. Moiroa also there once again with Bronson Garlick. Inside the final 60. A great ball there from Crossman. They've lost their way a couple of times here in this set. Mackenzie Baker, there's a clever grubber. A kick for himself again, but Harry Grant, he is everywhere. Gets back there to clean that one up and save the day for the Melbourne Storm, and they should round out this one with the ball in their hands. What a competitor he is.
Yeah, well, over the last couple of seasons, plenty of talk out of the Melbourne Storm, just saying how fit Harry Grant is, and you can see there moments like that. The desperation, the competitor just getting back there and getting himself on the footy. And on the back of that, now his Melbourne Storm side get a penalty out of their own end with 15 seconds remaining. He's a quality player. World Cup year, I think he's in for an enormous season, Harry Grant.
They'll have one last play here. Carry it forward. Jack Howarth out there getting a chance at the back end of the game. That'll do it though. At full time here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. That's the Melbourne Storm, who will finish the pre-season 1 win, 1 loss. They went down last week to the Warriors, but today they were impressive in the first half. They dominated possession and they've beaten the Knights 24 points to 10.